boy, it's been a while since I last shot video for YouTube, but for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, this happened. We got a new Supra. So here's the story on the Supra. Some of you may know that I used to have a Lexus ISF. My friend got a new Supra and I didn't believe the hype like a lot of people. Then I rode in his and I was like, man, this is pretty nice. Shortly after, he got a downpipe and a tune for his Supra and it was fantastic. So I was like, maybe I should look into these. Coronavirus hit and I started working from home, so I was like, why not? Went and test drove a Supra and I was like, man, yeah, okay, this would be a good replacement for the ISF, even though I love that car. It actually took a lot for me to consider giving up that car, and the Supra like fit the bill for it. Ended up searching around a lot, as you'll see in the clips coming up, finding a Supra that was the build date that I wanted, because if you guys didn't know, the ECU changed for the late model 2021. This is an early model 2021, and I pretty much had to look for an early model, brand new 2021 Supra that had an unlocked ECU, because after, I think it was like June 2020, the ECUs became hardware locked. So you couldn't bench unlock them, and you couldn't just straight up reflash them. So I did some wizardry, calculated just about how many Supras they built. Obviously a dealership wouldn't really want to pop the hood and remove an ECU to check the date sticker for me, so I had to find another way to do it. So pretty much I worked out how many cars they built per day, per month, per week, and then got some dealerships to give me the build dates and associated those build dates with VIN numbers, and then pretty much found a range of VIN numbers that would fit my build date. The car had to be black, it had to have the carbon mirrors and all that stuff, along with the help of some friends I had who worked at Toyota dealerships, Quan being one of them at Toyota Murfreesboro. Steven up in, I forgot where Steven is, but he works at a Toyota dealership. It might be Indiana, something like that. Ended up finding a car after Quan called really late one night, and I was doing my usual searches. We stayed up till like maybe 1 a.m. just running VIN numbers and trying to find build dates on cars, and we were on Auto Trader, and eventually we found one in Nebraska, of all places. Ended up calling them, making a deal, putting a deposit on the car, booking a flight, flying out there with my dad, and we drove it back home. So this makes it sound a lot easier than it was. There was a lot of logistics that went into this. The ISF got sold the same week that I found the Supra, and so it was getting put on a trailer literally the day before I was flying out. And on top of that, the STI was getting shot for a magazine literally the day before I flew out. So it was a hectic day before I flew out, pretty much. It's one of those bucket list items to buy a car out of state and drive it home same day. Pretty much what we did was flew out there. The sales guy picked us up from the airport, went to the dealership, signed all the paperwork, gave him the check, and then we spent like 30 to 45 minutes just blue taping up the front end, because it was going to be a, I don't know, what, 10-hour drive home or something like that. Turned out fantastic. Love the car. Power delivery is fantastic. It's the easier to drive S2000. S2000 easy button. Probably keep the Supra pretty stock for a while. Get some laps in at the track and then mod it as needed. So here's the footage of how I got the Supra. pretty uneventful drive home. I was just breaking in the car on the way home, so wasn't getting into boost or anything like that. It was a pretty boring drive, but my first brand new car, so everything was pretty cool. So after I got it home, took all the tape off the front end. It was in great condition, obviously, because the painter's tape just prevented all the rock chips and bugs and everything. Made an appointment and almost immediately got it, the entire front half of the car PPF'd, which I highly recommend if you have a black car to save you from the rock chips, because if you have a white car, you get a rock chip, you can fill it in, doesn't really show, but on a black car, holy crap. The upkeep sucks, but it looks great for the first 5 minutes after a wash, and then stays clean for 5 minutes. Then we're back to square one. Completely different from the STI. Super duper comfortable. Put it in sport mode and it changes everything: steering response, throttle response, damping, everything. So I think the A90, G29, J29, whatever you want to call it, probably like the best bang for your buck car right now. That's rear wheel drive, turbo, engine in the front, 2-seater, whatever. If you don't need back seats, or you don't need a car that's very utilitarian, then pretty good bang for your buck. Super exciting. Can't wait to take it to the track. So sorry for the delay in videos. I've got a bunch more coming, just need to edit it. Life's been coming at me hard, but hopefully I'll have some more videos coming shortly after this one, but this is a catch-up video. And if you follow me on Instagram, you're like a few steps ahead of the people who follow me on YouTube. But yeah, follow me on Instagram if you want to see what's currently going on. The videos will catch up soon. So until next time, see you guys.